Oh, wait. Forget what I just said. We have Splego here setting up for DSTA. Flavian, feel free to jump in whenever you have commentary you want to provide.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing too much to say here. There's no gameplay, so. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to do DSS at the 109. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, interesting to see that in their practice, and we did actually see them get it successfully. Depends on where their consistency lies, though.
Yeah. It's not about to be fast, it's about to be consistent.
DSS is notoriously an inconsistent strategy, even for the top-level runners.
Yeah.
Right, starting here in the Cap Kingdom, as we know, in Super Mario Odyssey, we are able to intentionally skip cutscenes. But essentially, Mario has flown away. Bowser has kidnapped Peach in order to marry her, and is traveling throughout the various kingdoms in order to collect the things that he needs for his wedding. And we're essentially trying to catch up to Bowser and stop that wedding before it happens. Here we meet our companion, which throughout the race, which is Cappy, which is the game's main mechanic, and you'll be seeing it used throughout the entire run.
First capture is a frog.
Yeah, the game utilizes many different captures where Mario transforms into an object or animal or person in one case, and is able to autonomously take control of said object.
Okay, so both doing right side, no left side for today. Well, it's fun. It's a race, so it's pretty normal. Basic strat.
Yeah, that is the safe, intended strategy.
Okay, SpeZy got a really good cap. Like, really got no mistakes.
Yeah, that is a very good cap from SpeZy.
Yeah, 20, 24, 25 with right side is really good.
If SpeZy was going for DSTA, we would be looking for an under 6 minute cascade exit from him, but we did not see him set up for that, so it's not something we're going to need to look out for.
Okay, now the real question. Are we gonna see DSS?
That is the question, yes. I would be surprised if we did, but, with the practice of him doing it earlier, you never know.
Let's see. And no DSS. Maybe for Splego.
Well, we didn't see Splego practicing it. The only reason I was even contemplating it is when we first came live, we saw SpeZy was practicing DSS.
Here with the Dinoscat.
Alright, we have a prediction started in chat, so make sure to use your Cool Cat Gang channel points to make your guess as for who's going to win the race. Will it be number 14 ranked SpeZy, or will it be number 30 Splego? So get that in the chat while you have the chance. Yeah, and we have someone in chat asking if DSS is worth it at this level. If it is, if you're consistent at it. Every trick I always say, it depends on where a runner's consistency lies. So if they're very consistent at a strategy or trick, then it's maybe in their best interest to go for it. But if they're not, then they often do not.
Yeah, like we never know. We may see like clip or not clip, maybe Snowdram even. They hard strats, but if they're consistent at it, you can say.
Yeah, we see the runners going for the safer option for the 5th required Cascade Moon, being the above a high cliff moon. There are generally accepted to be 2 options. Chest Clip, which is a more difficult, higher level moon, and the above a high cliff moon, which is the more safer, consistent route.
Yeah, the chest clip requires to do a moon clip, which is pretty tight. So yeah, most of the runners don't do it.
In the higher level runs, like you may see in the Plan B tournament, which has the more current top level runners, you are more likely to see that strategy than you are here. Because people at that level, with the 101 or below, are more likely to need those few seconds of time save compared to the mid-level runners. We see Splego here having a little bit of difficulty planting the seed, but looks like they should just get it in time. However, they are having some difficulty there with the burb.
We'll see if he gets the STA. Probably, but you never know.
Yeah, burb difficulties can definitely be a Bunkastero. Looks like they are going to do it manually, meaning that they are changing the clock manually during this time period. If you do it correctly and set it up beforehand, you do not need to go into the main menu. We see SpeZy here attempting the sand ram, and they did not get it.
Sad.
That is only one of the only couple of times I have seen someone in this tournament attempt the sand ram.
Yeah, it's kinda almost miss it with the pretty good info and cancel.
And it's interesting to see the route that SpeZy is using here, because he is not using the DSTA route. He did not plant the seed or do it manually. Looks like he is not going for the Sphinx.
Yeah, it's kind of slow. It's faster to get the nose.
It is, but this is the 5th or 6th run that I've commentated, and I have seen several runners go for the Sphinx.
Yeah, because of the coins, probably.
Yeah, those runners will often then skip the hint art in Metro. We see SpeZy here, a little bit of Monka steer on those bullet bills, having a little bit of difficulty.
Okay, SpeZy for the Jax escape. Got it.
Important part there is not dying. Because then if you don't get any checkpoints, you will be warped back to town if you die there.
Yeah.
Alright, so we see SpeZy here very slightly ahead, but it is still pretty close. Splego here, a little bit of spaghetti movement. They did cut that roll a little bit too close. SpeZy here actually taking the interesting choice of rolling back to the Odyssey instead of warping. They are pretty similar in time comparison. However, most people warp because it is more consistent.
Yeah.
If you don't time your roll boost correctly or perhaps take an unoptimal route, then warping would be faster. Essentially Bastion, yes. Rolling is faster, but only if done perfectly.
Yeah. It's only faster if you get a really good spin throw cancel at the end into the globe.
We are having some frame droppage here from SpeZy. Hopefully that will clear up soon, so I'll be looking at Splego's stream here for now.
Oh, a little bonk. Oh, okay, it's back. Oh, leg clip.
Ooh, we see. Oh, that did not work. Okay. Oh no, that was a fake.
Oh, leg clip. That's sad.
See, SpeZy here is attempting late clip. However, they're having some difficulty. The one time they did get Cappy to go through, it was a fake, and they were not completely out of bounds.
Okay, that's real. Okay.
Oh, they struggled there with the out of bounds movement.
Splego was about to get into.
I applaud
No, they're really close to each other.
I applaud SpeZy for trying late clip. However, it did not work out in his favor. He did get one fake and one that looked like it was real, but then was unable to get the out of bounds movement, so took the L and is now going to do with the non-late clip route.
So they're both gonna fight Rango to get the multi-moon.
Yeah, so SpeZy did lose some time there attempting to do late clip. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was the nerves for them, but in a race situation, you know, it is unfortunate for sure. We're only seeing about a 5-second difference here between SpeZy and Splego. SpeZy is about 5 seconds ahead of Splego at this time. So it's still definitely anybody's game.
Yeah, it's pretty close right now.
Yeah, it's about a 5-second difference in the globe. You know, it's unfortunate SpeZy lost that time trying to do late clip and won, and unfortunately had to do the backup route. However, you know, races are, you know, a situation where it forces you to work through it and, you know, figure out a backup.
Yeah, because you can't reset.
All right, both runners here coming into the Wooded Kingdom. It'll be interesting to see what kind of route we're gonna see. Do you think we'll be seeing any late clip? I mean, any nut clip?
Yeah, that clip. We'll see. I don't think so because like the out of bounds movement is really hard. You never know. There's
I mean,
many wooden routes. It's kind of cool to see.
exactly. I mean, there are a lot of different options for routes here in the Wooded Kingdom, depending on your skill level and your trick comfortable. Like what kind of tricks you're comfortable with.
Oh, going for the tree move. Is SpeZy gonna try not quit?
It looks like they might be. I think they might be. Splego
Oh,
here
so wrong.
Splego here did have a little bit of difficulty getting up to the Nut Moon. However, they did not attempt Nut Clip.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here from SpeZy.
Looks like he gets it. Oh
Nope.
no, that's sad.
Did look like they attempted to get it. Attempted Nut Clip, but did not, unfortunately, clip out of bounds. So they're now having to take a backup route here.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of interesting tricks here from SpeZy so far. We've seen DSS before the race. We've seen an attempt on late clip, and we've seen an attempt on nut clip as well.
Oh, failed to get up the ramp. Nice for showing it bounce. He's got some good movements. Lego here into the puzzle room.
Apologies here for that little pop-up there.
Uh,
Yeah. Splego did have a little bit of trouble in the Flooded Pipeways moon. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Flower Road skip here from SpeZy. You know, I don't know what to expect anymore.
I mean, the flower skip itself is easy, it's just like the rock and soul.
Right, yeah. Lining it up is what seems to be the most difficult.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like they are attempting Flower Road skip. That should work.
Yep. Oh,
They did.
Splego not gonna go for a flower skip.
They did have, SpeZy did have a little bit of trouble setting it up in the first place, but once they got a setup that they liked, it worked just fine.
No.
Oh no!
It's the best. That's sad.
Now they will be worked back to the story moon. SpeZy here, unfortunately, having some difficulty here in the tower. Their little nut boy fell all the way down to the bottom. Now, I am expecting a spewered attempt here from SpeZy, but we'll see.
Oh, not even.
Nope! I was wrong! Alright, SpeZy here taking the spewerless route. We'll be going for the 3 other moons. This can save about 6 seconds, I believe, if done optimally.
Probably, yeah. And we'll see if he does the fast cycle. Oh, misses.
Splego here is going for the spewered fight. SpeZy here is having some difficulty with the flooded pipeways moon, so it probably will not save them that full 6 or 7 seconds that doing the spewerless would, just because of some movement errors. We still see SpeZy ahead though because of that death from Splego, unfortunately so.
Yeah.
We're here, Swiss. Okay, we see SpeZy heading to Cloud Kingdom. I'm expecting to see fast hats for them just because of the advanced strategies we've seen so far from him.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, no fast hat.
I'm not sure if they were trying for that or not and just had to go with the backup, or if they weren't going for it at all. They are attempting the 3rd fast hat. They are taking the intentional damage.
Gets it.
We also see Splego here getting the Stravnip and getting the fast hat as well. Fast hats is a strategy which most people would recommend if you are consistent at. Oh, Splego here having some difficulty here, but is able to save it.
Oh! Oh, nice recover. SpeZy almost died with that meme tree.
Yes, meme tree is called meme tree for a reason. You know, it can eat your inputs, you can clip through the leaves, you can have a whole host of things happen to you.
Yeah.
The whole point of using that tree leaf is to try to avoid a little burb that lives here in the kingdom that likes to steal your hat. We see Splego here taking the vault off the leaf and into the lower level. Yeah, we saw on SpeZy's screen there him scare the burb.
Do not get him when he gets the 2 last moves.
If you don't get up all in his face like SpeZy did there, he will steal your hat while you get these moons.
And that loses a lot, like a minute probably.
Yes, you have to watch a whole bunch of cutscenes, and then you have to fight the bird.
Pitch roll. Ooh, almost misses it.
Is able to save himself there. Oh no!
Oh, that's
SpeZy,
sad.
SpeZy looked like he was going to get the up throw out of the abyss there, but ended up having to take the death because of a bonk. That death doesn't lose a lot of time because you warp back to the Odyssey. So even though it might seem bad, it only loses a few seconds. We see here Splego doing the stone cage boon while we saw SpeZy do not only the iron cage, but also the cage triple.
Yeah.
SpeZy sure seems to be pulling out all the stops with the tricks here.
It's funny. He has like 1-7, but he's trying strats from like 1-3 or something. And gets
Or higher, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't see him get the late clip, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, not clip as well, but at least he tried. That's fun.
It'd be interesting to know whether or not he tries these in his PB attempts or goes for the safer strats. If anyone
That's
knows.
beginning some trouble. Is that trick?
Oh no, SpeZy here also falling off the buildings here in Metro. Is gonna have to take the backup strategy to go up.
Oh.
Ooh, no. SpeZy here is losing quite a bit of time because of falling off the buildings and is having some difficulty getting back on top. So we will see the gap close. Not entirely, but starting to...
Oh no!
Unfortunately, SpeZy is just getting hacked by this Night Metro. He is suffering a lot of bonks and a lot of movement difficulties, which is really closing the gap between him and Splego.
There's only like 5 seconds now between the two runners. It's very close.
Splego, they're barely making that cycle with the elevators here in the City Hall interior. And we see both runners attempting the large jump across the center, both with no difficulty. Heading in here to the Mecha Wiggler fight.
Wiggler. Let's see if anyone gets 3 cycles.
You know, we're always looking to see a nice, clean Wiggler fight. Unfortunately, Splego there having some difficulty with his first cycle. Didn't get the full cycle skip, like didn't miss the cycle, but had some difficulty with his shooting.
Yeah.
Yes, SpeZy, it is getting close for sure. We see SpeZy here missing some shots on their Wiggler, so they're going to have a nice clean backup in order to make this.
Okay, he gets it. He gets the 2 cycle. It's good for him.
Alright, SpeZy here, able to clutch out the 2 cycle. We'll see what Splego was able to pull out.
Should be good for him. Yep.
Splego did seem to have a cleaner second cycle than their first. Yep, you see right there in the chat confirming my suspicions. Splego stating that they didn't know what they were doing that first cycle. I mean, with all these tricks that SpeZy is trying to pull out, I would expect to see Scoot Clip here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And we also see the girder dram.
Oh, too early.
So SpeZy, they're probably shook on their controller before getting the moon, which caused them to warp to the... Okay.
Pylon.
Oh, they jumped on the scooter, but then went to the RC car man. So we do not see an attempt from Scoot Clip. Splego is also not trying Scoot Clip. Scoot Clip referring to jumping on that scooter that you saw SpeZy jump on and using the motion controls to completely tilt your Mario's hitbox into the cage just enough.
Oh, he misses the bench, so he has to wait for this time to cancel.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the Bench Friends Moon, you cannot be touching anything on the controller for Mario to sit down, and that includes adjusting your camera.
Like Splego did right there.
Yes, Saren. SpeZy's webcam setup is pretty good for a webcam setup. We're seeing maybe a 5 to 10 second difference here between the runners. Looks like SpeZy is going for the early musicians route. And Splego is also taking the early musicians route by talking to the drummer there. Metro Kingdom is one of the kingdoms that has 2 multi-moons in order to achieve world peace. After fighting the Mecha Wiggler, Mayor Pauline demands that you collect 4 musicians for a party, for yourself, which you have to gather everything for, which is a little weird.
Yeah. You also have to go in the underground to get the power back up.
True, yeah, you have to clear out all that gunk.
To do the festival, it's kind of long. The story is pretty long.
It is. We saw SpeZy there going for the roll cancel balance. Unfortunately, did not get it. It looks pretty flashy if you do get it, though.
Yeah. But it looks good indeed.
Alright, SpeZy here, having some difficulties here with this movement. They did fall down, trying to get this moon clear.
Splego get backs ahead, with like a second ahead.
Yeah, so this is the first time we've seen Splego ahead. Now, it's pretty close, and these gamers do appear to be doing the same route. Since neither of them got the Sphinx, we will be expecting them to get this hint art. Yep.
This is really close. This match is
very close. This is very tight, yes. Right now, it's pretty much neck and neck, and this is true pace as they are both doing the same route. We see them heading here into the People's Room to get the final 2 moons before leaving Metro.
Exactly. Those are the tricks. It's just to roll on the right, so you don't get annoyed by a lot of people.
And the reason all those business people are wearing hats is so that you cannot capture them and then autonomously control them. Alright, we see Splego here ahead by about 1 to 2 seconds. So, right now it's really anyone's race.
Yeah. Even if Plego's PB is like 2 minutes behind, it's still really close.
We did see SpeZy going for some of the more flashier tricks, which sometimes did not work out for them, which is accountable for some of the time loss that they've had. Alright. I wonder if we're gonna see a snow dram here from SpeZy. With what we've seen so far, I would not be surprised.
That's true.
Alright, we did.
Plego. Having a little bit of trouble with that towards me.
Yeah, we do meet up with Captain Toad here in Snow Kingdom. Captain Toad is in every kingdom, and if you talk to him, he will give you a moon. That also counts for one of the Toadette achievements later in the game.
In the Mushroom Kingdom, yeah.
Alright, let's see here. We see SpeZy here not going for the early shop.
So he may be going for Snowdram.
Yes. There is a real possibility he's going for Snowdram. We hear Splego here going into the shop.
Not trying the moon cliff.
Alright, SpeZy here, I believe, is stating he will be attempting Snowdram. Snowdram can save you a few seconds if done optimally, but it is one of those tricks that if you don't get it on the first try, you often do lose time.
Yeah, a lot of time, like, it depends, around 30 seconds. I'm not too sure.
It depends on if you fall all the way down or if you're able to recover yourself. So SpeZy right now has a little bit of a lead, but we have to keep in mind that Splego has one more moon than SpeZy does right now, since they're doing different routes.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now it's going to depend on if SpeZy is able to get a clean Snowdram off with the first try or not.
Going for the triple. This is a pretty cool strat.
They were pretty close there, but didn't make it. For those of you not familiar with Odyssey, you are only able to do one of those mid-air cap bounces at a time. After you do a mid-air cap bounce, you have to touch the ground for at least 2 frames before being able to do one again. See some social distancing here in the snow shop, which is nice.
So he is gonna go for Snowdram.
Yes, does appear so. You see SpeZy here warping back to the Odyssey. They should be jumping here on the top and attempting a Snowdram.
Well, let's see.
Alright, they're being very careful here with their setup.
Should make it. Oh no!
That is unfortunate here. SpeZy failing Snowdram and bonking, having to restart. That does lose several seconds, for sure. Hopefully they're able to get it on this second attempt.
Okay, he makes it.
Alright, second attempt Snowdram from SpeZy. So that will lose him some time, and it will not be optimal over the previous route. Looks like Bugfish is accepting some trick jump analysis from you.
Oh. Well, I didn't see the chat. Let me see.
They did add a cap on there though, so. Alright, so we still do see some distancing here, maybe 10 to 20 seconds, but the gap has definitely closed with that failed Snowdram attempt.
Yeah.
Snowdram is classified as a trick jump.
Oh, a little bit of trouble here from SpeZy to get into the pipe.
Unfortunately, he did bonk on the side of the pipe there. And, you know, movement mistakes is really what can make the difference. Oh no. I'm reloading now. Okay, I got the time machine page. I think Twitch may be having some difficulties here.
No, it's fine for me.
Yeah, we do see SpeZy here going for some pretty risky movement.
Okay, so I think both are gonna go for fish clip, which is probably the easiest clip in the game.
I am watching through Discord, Saren, but I also have chat open.
Oh.
Right. We will probably be expecting to see fish clip from both runners here, as it is considered to be a lower level trick. We saw Splego here accidentally uncapture the Cheep Cheep.
Busy with getting the fish clip, so he gets that moon and the Sphinx room moon. Oh, Splego having a little bit of trouble there with the fish clip.
I don't think they were far enough away when they recaptured the first time. Oh no!
He got killed! Oh.
Splego here accidentally clipping back into bounds, which is an unfortunate time loss as they now have to uncapture, talk to the Sphinx, and then swim into the Sphinx room in order to get that moon. So unfortunately, that is some time lost here from Splego. So we'll have to see, you know, how this will turn out in Luncheon and the various other kingdoms.
Maybe SpeZy is gonna go for speed of this, you never know.
I would If SpeZy gets full spiritless movement, I will gift 5 subs. If they do the whole kingdom spiritless, I will gift 5 subs. You know, only the very, very top level players will go for spiritless luncheon.
Saves about like 8 seconds or something.
Alright, no spiritless here from SpeZy. Oh. Yeah, you really only see spiritless in like the top 10, you know.
Yeah, like 58 and stuff.
You will, Snow. Alright.
That'll be interesting.
We'll see if you put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, but they're having a little bit of trouble on getting back into the platform.
Oh no! And SpeZy, unfortunately. Oh no! Ooh, goodness. SpeZy is having some difficulty here getting up onto these rocks. Oh! Oh, goodness.
He got back up. No!
Oh, SpeZy, stop!
That's so scary. Oh my god.
Stop! You're making us go crazy. Now Splego here is taking a death. Oh goodness.
Oh my god.
We see both runners here having a lot of difficulty here in Luncheon Kingdom. Unfortunately, SpeZy having a lot of movement difficulties and bonks, and Splego's taking a death after the Speward fight. I almost had like 5 mini heart attacks there. It's just crazy. Alright, we see SpeZy heading into the Forks room. Oh no. Okay. SpeZy uncapturing the fork there. So unfortunately not having a clean Forks room. And I do think Twitch is having some issues because I tried to reload and I got the time machine page.
Oh.
So right now I'm just watching through Discord. Right, SpeZy here having some difficulty here getting up with the Potaboo.
That's pretty tricky at first.
Also having some difficulty climbing this mountain. So gamers, if you can hear us, hopefully Twitch will fix itself soon. We're seeing here maybe a 10 to 15 second difference between our runners.
Splego having trouble with breaking the cheese to get the lava.
Now, breaking the cheese can be difficult at some points.
Yeah, it's kinda RNG. Because of the pans going a bit everywhere. SpeZy is going for the oh no, it's a bonk.
Unfortunately, taking a bonk, trying to get up that final platform before getting the final 3 moons from the meat. Meat is arguably one of the odder captures in this game. You can capture many things from pylons, frogs, people, a tree, rocks.
Yeah, rocks. That's stupid.
Yep, also cactus, this is true. You can also capture letters. Alright, we're gonna see both gamers here leaving Luncheon Kingdom, heading into Ruined. Ruined, like I've said before, is not typically a kingdom where you see a lot of lead changes. Not quite sure what SpeZy was doing there.
Yeah.
Maybe waving hello. Hi. Yeah, could be hello. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello, SpeZy.
Right.
Maybe,
SpeZy being 20 seconds ahead, but they're heading Ruined. What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Oh, thumbs down. Clearly, SpeZy here is indicating they are not too happy with their run thus far. They're perhaps doing that because they're unable to type in Twitch chat and are looking for other means of communication with us.
Maybe. I don't know. Right, so Ruined Kingdom is pretty basic. You just fight a dragon. It's the same for everyone. You don't lose or gain much time here.
Yep, withstanding a death, usually Ruined is not a kingdom where you really see a change in your pace.
Yeah. It's always around like 20 seconds.
We see SpeZy here having some difficulty here with the final phase. Fortunately, they are able to do it well, and we here see Splego, 1 health, getting a heart.
Kinda scary.
Yeah, whenever you're on 1 health, especially in a boss fight, you really need to be careful, because if you die, you start over.
Yeah. And Ruined being a very long boss. So, yeah. But he got it. So, it's okay.
Deaths are not common in Ruined Kingdom, as there are 4 hearts just sitting there free for you in the arena. But they do happen. You see here, what you think? Maybe like 20 seconds time difference.
Yeah, run there. Yeah, 19 seconds exactly.
Okay. Alright, so we'll have to see what kind of a mech fight we see from these gamers, as well as what moon
Short.
choices they have.
Yeah. Bowser's probably being the hardest kingdom for any person, as there's a lot of stuff you can mess up on.
Definitely, you can mess up on bunnies, you can mess up on shards, you can mess up on mech. There's
Yeah.
a whole lot of places that can go wrong.
Are we gonna see a fast mech? Maybe SpeZy is gonna go for it.
I would, with what we've seen from SpeZy so far, as far as their movement and trick, what they're going for, I definitely am expecting an attempt, at least, at birdless mech.
Maybe even Spew Blast, you never know.
Right now, I don't really know what to expect from him,
Yeah. He surprised us.
They're getting dive back shards, unfortunately getting caught in the crevice, getting all 3 purple coins.
Oh, blue bonk.
Having some difficulty here with the shards movement. Alright, we didn't see SpeZy go for the bird dram or the glory hole moon, so we will probably be seeing them attempt to go for the crates moon.
That's true. Grateful can be a place to die.
True.
So, yeah. Is he gonna try and drum here?
Possible. Definitely possible. Okay, well, they're going up the inside. Yep, they are trying the dram.
Yeah. And I
should
think
work.
we got it.
Yep, that works.
Some cool strats.
Now we'll just have to see whether or not which team our gamers are on, Topper or Harriet first.
Topper first. Oh!
Oh, we got faked out there!
Let's go.
I personally am on Team Harriet first. I don't know about you.
Yeah, same.
Okay. SpeZy there did try and fake us out into thinking he was doing Topper first.
Oh. What is Splego gonna do though? Oh, he is going
Topper.
to
Okay.
He didn't fake.
Nope. SpeZy there, he's trying to keep us on our toes, with all these tricks he's attempting. And, with faking out which brutal he's going for first. So keeping in mind, they're both doing different brutals in different orders, they are pretty close at this time.
Yeah, like Topper's a bit faster than Harriet, I think.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how well you beat them,
Yeah, true. I think SpeZy got a bit of trouble with Harriet.
Most people believe Topper to be the harder of the 2 brutals here. I believe we are going to see both runners go for the Crates Moon, because I did not see Splego go for the Burb Dram or the Glory Hole Moon. I could have missed it, but...
Oh, misses again. Okay, got the third one.
Alright. Apologies, gamers. We know that Twitch is kind of having some difficulties here. If you can hear us or see us, we thank you for being here.
Already an hour in.
Alright. SpeZy there is able to get the Crates Moon without too much difficulty. Alright, Splego here having a little bit of difficulty setting up for the Crates Moon.
Ooh. Got it.
Taking the ledge grab.
He's okay. And we're in for the mech.
You know, I guess we'll see what comes, but with all the strats we've seen from SpeZy, I'm expecting a birdless for sure.
Yep.
Oh! Okay.
That's
So SpeZy actually went for the topper acquired strategy there, and actually did get it. That is a difficult strategy, for sure.
Yeah.
Legend, as Saren says. Mech is definitely a place that can choke PB pace runs, for sure. Looks like we are seeing Splego here go for the bird strategy.
Yeah. I think going for Harry at last.
Alright, so we did see the birdless and the topper acquired mech from SpeZy. They did not fall off, and they got up pretty well, so overall a good mech. I'll have to see if Splego here can stay on top. And they really do need to stay on in order to, you know, stay in contention here.
Yeah. Because if you fold you against, loses a lot of time.
Also, if you fall too, depends on, you know, what stage you were on and also how well you're able to get back on.
Yeah. There's different techniques to get back on.
Right. Splego here, pretty clean mech, however, they did go for the bird strategy, and we saw SpeZy not only go for birdless, but also for topper acquired, so they are going to lose some time just for SpeZy doing the more advanced strategies.
Yeah.
So right now, SpeZy is in the lead coming into the last and final Moon Kingdom. If Splego has a very good Moon Kingdom, it is possible for a PB from him.
Yeah. I mean, if SpeZy dies on to escape, if he does it, he can probably go back from for Splego's move.
Right, yeah. Right now, SpeZy needs to keep up their pace, have good, clean tricks, and not make any deaths.
Alright, so here we're gonna see Mooncave skip. One wall jump.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Normally you only see that from like Miles Pro
Yeah,
and like Psionic and all those crazy runners.
even saved the clip.
Yeah, SpeZy must not get that very often if they did that
Yeah.
that video capture. It's crazy, Flavian. We're just seeing all these crazy tricks here. It's ridiculous. SpeZy is really keeping us on our toes with all these tricks. It's unfortunate.
Nobody works when I go. It's kind of sad.
Moon Kingdom is one where you need good lines and to maintain your movement because of the low gravity.
Yeah. Fast hats for SpeZy.
Alright, first try Mooncave Slip from Splego. Yeah, and you know, this fire that Bowser shoots out looks super intimidating, right? Oh, SpeZy took a damage. It essentially, though, is only a ground scanner. It will only give you damage if you're on the ground.
Like, you can just roll above it. It's just a ground test, like, yeah.
SpeZy here's heading into the escape sequence, and they are in the lead. So as long as they're able to have, you know, a good 2D section, we can't see any deaths from him though. SpeZy right now does have a good enough lead where as long as he's able to stay consistent and not die, he's likely to win.
Oh.
Some difficulty here with 2D skip. They kept bonking their head.
Again.
So a little bit of sloppiness in the 2D sections, but able to avoid dying, which is really important right now.
Yeah.
Alright, we see SpeZy here.
Splego entering escape and SpeZy entering pillars.
SpeZy probably looking at around a 109.
Yeah. Low 109 probably.
Depending on how clean their pillars are. And Splego does not appear to be on pace. Difficulty here from SpeZy getting that final pillar to knock down. Alright, we don't see Splego here attempting 2D skip. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not.
I don't know.
Alright, SpeZy here entering the final pylon. 109. 109.
GG.
Yes, GG's to SpeZy. I would say GG's in the chat, but I know some of you are still having difficulty with chatting. So GG's when you can. We hear Splego entering Hiller's room, looking like a mid 110 pace.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good time for his PB.
Will most likely be less than a minute off PB.
Yeah, which is
As
really
long
good
as
for me.
they're agreed. Yes, Boris. Unfortunately, Twitch is having some issues and people are unable to access. Splego here, heading in to the final approach.
And GG.
Alright, 1:10:34 from Splego, only 50 seconds off PB, so definite big GGs for him and a big GGs for SpeZy. Do we have you runners here for a post-game interview?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, why not?
How are you feeling? We'll start with you, SpeZy. GGs, and congratulations on the win. How are you feeling about this run?
I have lots of mixed opinions about this run. Like, Luncheon and Metro were like really bad, but then there were some parts like Moon up until like the 2D section that were really good. I don't know how to feel.
You were definitely keeping Flavian, both and I, on our toes with all of those tricks you were going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got really annoyed when I missed Lake Flight, and then I just remember people in chat telling me to stop doing Lake Flight, and I was like, okay, I'll stop.
Alright, Splego, how are you feeling about your run? You were really neck and neck with SpeZy for quite some time.
Really?
Yes.
I died twice and clipped back in fish clip, so I thought it was done. But I still played 50 seconds off my PB, even though it wasn't my best run, and I guess I'm happy. It was a good experience, and GG to SpeZy on the win.
Yeah, we saw some really great gameplay from both of you. We saw some really crazy tricks from SpeZy and some really consistent gameplay from Splego. So, big GGs to both of you. Is there anyone you would like to address or talk to?
I think
Nope.
you can go ahead, SpeZy. I was gonna, I don't know, I have no one to address, just thanks for the commentators and Saren and CCG for hosting this and producing it. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure the playoffs are going to be fun, and thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. SpeZy, any final words from you?
I hope I can do well on the rest of the races, and better than what I did in the sun, because I'm not too happy with how I did. At least I won, though.
Yes, you won, and you kept Flavian and I both on our toes pretty well during this race.
Yeah.